We're on the hunt for fig, and there's actually two spots that we know of where there's a really big fig grove. We're at one of them. We'll show you that in a second.
What's really interesting is one morning I heard the call from this fig tree saying this, it's going to be destroyed and we need to save it. And looking at, Marvin's going to show you in a minute, this into the depth of this tree, and you can feel the wisdom as you like go into its bark and everything. And Marvin's going to show you the fruit as well on the tree.
So let's do that. This is a fig tree. I just actually need to come out a little bit just to give you more of a perspective. So it's a big fig tree. Might have to go. We're actually just on the side of a country road. There's Jen in the car, right? And there's this bloody fig tree. So it's just this little country road, and one of our neighbours actually told me about that there were some fig trees now. So the funny thing about this fig tree is it almost looks like a mangrove tree to me, if anyone ever knows what that looks like. So, just going to wait for the cars to go by. So there's some fig, you can see that, right? The interesting thing is there doesn't seem to be a lot of fig on this tree. And a lot of the growth, see, look at that, is just so ancient. It's almost like, just walking in here, it's almost eerie how all of this works. It's like a cave. I've never witnessed it like this. My guess is that this grove has just been here for absolutely, I don't know, 100, 150 years maybe. Who knows?
The bugs here are incredible, people. So I'm not used to these Australian bugs. They actually are really hardy. We're only going to get a few off of this tree, and then this is the tree that needed saving. Oh baby, straight ahead, that soft wood one. Yes. So as Marvin's cutting this, I'm actually explaining to the tree what we're doing so it understands. I think that's enough, babies. These bugs are incredible. That's the fig tree that we took from, and as close as it is to the road, it was really grueling to do that, even though we got permission from the tree. Well, in hindsight, but it was like going into the jungle, and it was going into another energy. The flies came up, the entanglement came up. It was like there was all these astral protections for the tree. So for the next tree, it definitely has been calling out to me to save it, because it looks like it's going to be cut down, or it feels like it's in danger of being cut down. So it knows we're coming to help it. So hopefully it'll be easier to take cuttings off of that tree. Now here's Marvin's driving. Oh, there's the co-pilot down there, Merrill. Not sure if we can get him in there. And so right down the road here is the wild 150. You'd say it's like 150 years old, babies.
Something like that.
So yeah, it's almost like salvaging the wisdom of this tree so that it's not lost when it gets cut down, and we'll be transferring the wisdom into the little saplings and loving it. Look at the landside here. This is outside of Wodonga, and this is what the side of the road looks like. It's so beautiful, people. I'm going to just keep this running for a little while so you can get the feeling of riding in. It's not quite the outbacks, but it's the outbacks to me in Australia. The weather is actually a lot like the weather in America. Ooh, so here we are. Here's the fig grove, and it feels like it's, see how the dirt is dug up? It feels like it's going to be dug up, and it feels threatened by that.
Okay, so this is the second grove. This one is just absolutely enormous. I'm just going to take you for a little bit of a walk around. You see where some earthworks have taken place. I think that's what Jen was talking about. See how they're already starting to push some of the dirt. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do here, but this is just this huge grove, and it just goes, I don't know, it almost looks like the entire grove goes for about an acre, if that's even possible. There's a lot of very new growth here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, quite fascinating. So we might take some cuttings from around here, because this seems to be quite a new part of the grove. But I must admit, until I saw this, I would never have assumed that these groves get so big. It's almost like an enchanted forest. Now, the thing that you're going to find interesting in the background, see those sort of dark purpley leaves? They are plums, these are cherry plums in particular. And just watch this. They are just full of them. Can you see all of those cherry plums? They're not quite ripe. They'll take another couple of months, I'm going to guess. And it just goes on and on and on. Look at it. I don't know if you can see all of that. Here's just an example. It's not quite ripe. Just had a taste of it. Yeah, alright, well, we get into, by the way, there's another fig grove here, but it's actually behind a barbed wire fence, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. And it is actually a cattle yard, but this is quite an interesting fig tree as well. So there you go.
So I might have messed up the recording where I didn't show Marvin cutting them down. Actually, I was talking to the cows somewhat and I got distracted, and so Marvin did a lot of that on his own. Here's another little pile he collected, but this is the fig tree that was talking to me and asking me to please help it stay alive. So this is a lot of work. It's interesting to be to vacillate between actually doing the work and doing the recording. Is there anything you want to say, babies?
No, all good. We'll come back for the cherry trees later. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye for now. So we've just come back from our foraging of fig trees, and we showed you some of the footage as we were doing that and cutting. Well, I'm not sure exactly what footage we got when we actually did the cuttings, but now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be preparing the figs, the rootstock themselves. So we'll do that. We'll show you a few of them. We won't do all of it because it kind of gets a little bit boring after a while. But before we actually do, sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to tell everyone that when we had these in the trunk of the car, the whole car was filled up with this beautiful aroma. And I don't know if people realize that trees and plants communicate through their scent. So it felt like Christmas, a figgy kind of Christmas in our car, and all this goodwill and happiness. The trees know what we're doing for them, and they're like really grateful, and they're into it. So it's really exciting to know that.
Yeah, so here's a fig leaf. It's a fairly large leaf, and I'm smelling it. And the fig leaf itself doesn't smell much. And here's a fig. It's not ripe. Not ripe by any stretch of the imagination, and there's no smell or no aromatic smell to that either.
No, it's the trees themselves. I'm telling you. So Marvin is getting more used to astral aromas in the house and everything. So I'm telling you, the amount of aroma that's coming out from these stems is more than these little stems could convey, and it's an astral communication. It's really beautiful.
It is. Okay, so we've got all of our stock material here, and because the leaf is so large, when I'm cutting the stock, I'm going to not put any green material in there. So, and we're going to cut these ones just a tad longer than the other ones.
But I thought we were going to use the tips.
We're going to use a range, right? We're going to use a range of them.
Okay.
Okay, so that you don't have all your eggs in one basket. By the way, this is a tip.
No, I meant the very tip. That's what.
We're going to use a range.
Okay.
Okay. So that's going to be one of them. So let me just grab the best stock from down here, and I'm just going to cut that at a 45.
So how do you know which one is upside down, or does it even matter?
That's clearly the top.
No, I meant from your little sticks you just cut.
No, well, I cut the 45-degree angle to indicate that goes downwards. Okay. So yes, that's what that's all about. We want to do a lot of these because apparently this grove really wants to survive, so we really want to do the best that we can to allow it to survive.
Do you smell that gratitude, babies?
I don't at the moment, but I did in the car, I must admit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Okay,
aroma.
so what Jen was saying earlier is we are going to take some of this absolutely new growth, and I'm just going to cut off all of this stuff here.
And so the bark on that is considered, it's called softwood, meaning that it's green and it's doesn't have its bark look yet. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think we need to keep the camera rolling as we do this. It's going to get a little bit boring after a while, so we'll show you the next step.
So there they are. There's our fig trees on their little, cut into their little sprigs and their sugar water, waiting to be covered with the plastic bag to give them the greenhouse effect so they don't dry out and they get enough moisture. And I was trying to count them. There's at least 60 trees right there. So that's a good morning's work. I mean, imagine if all of those grow into little trees, and with that effort from 1 or 2 trees, and just our little effort there, we can propagate 60 trees, and that's 60 more trees in the world to like share its oxygen, its wisdom, its love, its truth.
It's fruit.
It's fruit, yes. And so, yeah, the reward is incredible.
Just want to take you through. There you go. There's the intermediate product. It's not quite the finished product. There are the dogs. They're constantly supervising. That's the rest of the Kelly Peach, Nelly nectarines, and these are the Abundance plums. And here are all of the potted things just in little trays so that we can put water down the bottom, and they've all got recycled plastic zip bags all over them to create that microclimate. And my guess is they're going to stay like that for the next, I don't know how many months, probably 2, 3, maybe 4 months. And then we'll check in on them, water them every now and then, check in on them. Just here are some capsicums that I need to replant, and our basil is doing amazing little things as well. So, well, that's the lemon tree in the background. These are the lemon seedlings, and we're just experimenting to see if they're going to germinate. And then, of course, you saw our little strawberry plants that we planted this morning. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Bye for now.